The weight of Europe's anxieties rests heavily on the shoulders of British Prime Minister Starmer. As he embarks on a high-stakes mission to Washington, D.C., the transatlantic relationship is fractured. A seismic shift in geopolitical dynamics reverberating across the continent with an intensity unseen since the fall of the Berlin Wall. Starmer's journey unfolds amidst a maelstrom of political and strategic turbulence, a perfect storm brewed by the unpredictable actions of the U.S. president. Trump's second term, initially promising a swift resolution to the conflict ignited by Russia's invasion of Ukraine 3 years prior, has veered sharply off course. Instead of decisive action against the aggressor, a disconcerting appeasement of Moscow has become the defining characteristic of his approach. His preference for engaging with Vladimir Putin over Volodymyr Zelensky, coupled with his blatant refusal to acknowledge Russia's role as the instigator of the war, has sent shockwaves through European capitals. Leaders are grappling with a profound sense of unease and abandonment, a stark departure from the established norms of transatlantic partnership. Starmer's daunting task is to convince the president that a lasting, equitable peace, a peace that prioritizes Ukrainian sovereignty and self-determination, is not only morally imperative, but also strategically advantageous for the United States. He must navigate the treacherous terrain of Trump's worldview, demonstrating that a peace imposed upon Ukraine against its will is a recipe for prolonged instability and renewed conflict, a scenario detrimental to American interests. Further complicating the already precarious situation is the recent intervention of Pete Hegseth, Trump's controversial choice for defense secretary. At the Munich Security Conference, Hegseth delivered a speech that effectively shattered the post-war defense consensus, signaling a dramatic shift in America's commitment to European security. His declaration that the U.S. is no longer primarily focused on European security, or in the leaked draft, the primary guarantor of security in Europe, represents a profound betrayal of long-standing alliances and a chilling abandonment of shared responsibilities. The message is stark. Europe must increasingly rely on its own resources to defend itself against external threats. This unilateral shift in U.S. policy is fueled, at least in part, by Trump's persistent complaint. A complaint echoed, albeit reluctantly, by some European leaders, that the U.S. bears an unfairly large share of NATO's burden. While the U.S. contributes approximately 3.3% of its substantial GDP to defense spending, the U.K.'s contribution, currently at 2.3% and set to rise to 2.5%, is among the highest amongst European NATO members. Trump, a leader profoundly driven by perceptions of injustice and a deep-seated resentment of perceived exploitation, appears to see this imbalance as further evidence of the U.S. being taken advantage of. Starmer's strategy hinges on convincing Trump that Europe understands the dawn of a new era, an era demanding a reassessment of collective security responsibilities. He aims to demonstrate Europe's willingness to significantly increase its contributions to shared defense, hoping to secure renewed U.S. security guarantees, especially concerning an American backstop for any peacekeeping force deployed in Ukraine. This delicate mission, aptly described by Liberal Democrat leader Ed Davey as hoping to not catch the eye of the playground bully, is fraught with challenges. Starmer and his team are acutely aware that the specter of escalating trade tensions, including potentially crippling tariffs on UK goods, looms large. A full-blown trade war would severely undermine the UK government's primary economic goal of growth. Prior to his departure, Starmer engaged in a crucial phone call with French President Emmanuel Macron, following Macron's own recent visit to Washington. Macron's approach involved a blend of flattery, indulgence, and occasional cajoling, a strategy tailored to Trump's unpredictable personality. While Starmer's style is expected to be more reserved and less overtly conciliatory, his approach will not shy away from flattery. He will also leverage strategic incentives, potentially appealing to Trump's vanity and penchant for grandeur, including the prospect of a lavish state visit replete with pomp and circumstance. The stakes are incredibly high, the path forward uncertain, but Starmer's mission is vital to Europe's future security and stability. The success or failure of this diplomatic gambit will have profound and lasting consequences for the transatlantic alliance and the future of Europe. The world watches with bated breath. The very fabric of international relations hangs in the balance, a testament to the unpredictable power of one man and his profound impact on the global stage. The consequences of this meeting extend far beyond the immediate concerns of Britain and the US. They resonate across the globe, shaping the geopolitical landscape for years to come. Starmer's journey is a crucial chapter in a much larger ongoing narrative, one that will continue to unfold in the coming days, weeks, and years. The future of European security and the transatlantic partnership rests, at least in part, on the outcome of this pivotal meeting. The weight of expectation, the burden of responsibility, and the potential for both triumph and devastating failure all rest on his shoulders as he prepares to enter the lion's den. The world waits.